Dear student, myself Rajendra Aaseri. I am assistant professor in computer science department at Government Bangat PG College, Didwana. In previous lecture, we focused on various concepts of cryptography and how to ensure security in a centralized system. So we have already discussed about the Kerberos. Kerberos is basically a centralized authentication service which provide authentication in distributed manner. Means from client to server and server to client in both direction it will provide the authentication. Now the basic concept behind the Kerberos is the ticket. So here in case of Kerberos security there is a ticket granting services available. With help of that with help of that ticket the client can request to the server for the authentication, and in reply server can give the response to the client. So in this manner Kerberos will provide the security. We have already discussed various aspect, various step of Kerberos security in detail in the previous lectures, right? So in today's lecture we will be learning a new concept named X.509 authentication services. So what basically it is and how it works, what are the various ingredient of this particular service and the working of this service, we will be learning all these concepts in today's lecture. So starting with the basic X.509 authentication service. It is basically a distributed set of servers that maintain a database about the user. Means at different sites, different servers, the database about the user will be stored, clear, in distributed manner, right? So when the data of the users are stored at in distributed manner, then the security will not be compromised and the data will be safe. Now second point, each certificate. X.509 authentication service is basically a collection of authentication certificates. Clear? Now what authentication certificate will do? So each authentication certificate contain the public key of the user. The user which is taking part in the communication or which is requesting for the authentication, the public key of that user will be the part of this certificate, every certificate, right? So each certificate contain the public key of a user and it is signed with the private key of CA is certification authority. So one authorizer is there, that is CA, certificate authority, which will issue the certificate, right? And it will just sign with its private key with the certificate, and the certificate will contain public key of the user also. So every certificate contain two part. One is a signature of the CA with the private key of CA and public key of the user. Clear? It is basically used in S-MIME. S-MIME already discussed in previous lecture. S-MIME stand for Secure Multipurpose Clear Extension Protocol. Now, and it is also used in MIME means Multipurpose Internet Mail Extension Protocol. It is also used in IP security, Internet Protocol security at network layer, in SSL or TLS at transport layer. SSL stand for Secure Socket Layer and TLS stand for Transport Layer Security. And it is also used in e-commerce application like SET, Secure Electronic Transaction, right? Now one other application is RSA. In RSA cryptographic algorithm, which is a public key or asymmetric key cryptographic algorithm, in that algorithm also, in that cryptographic method also, it is recommended to use. Which method? X.509 is recommended to use. Now in X.509, so in X.509 there are various blocks are there, and every part in the format is used for different purpose. Clear? So we will be learning step by step, right? So X.509 certificate, so I am zooming it out. Clear? In X.509, first option is the version. I am taking the marker. First option is the version. It will indicate that which version of X.509 authentication service we are currently using, right? So it will indicate the version. Second is certificate serial number. Every certificate comes with a serial number. So second part will show that what is the serial number of that particular certificate. Clear? So certificate serial number. Now next block contain two part. One is algorithm, second is parameter. In combination, this part is called as signature algorithm identifier. Means we are making a signature, authentication signature, and that is signed by private key of the certificate authentication server. So how to identify the signature algorithm? So it will be identified with the algorithm name and with the its parameter, right? Now next I am zooming it out. If you see, next is issuer name. Who is issuing this particular? Clear? So uh, this authentication server service comes with various versions. In different version, when we extend the version, different field will be added to this particular format, right? So issuer name will indicate that who is issuing the certificate. Next is very important, that is period of validity. It should be too short, clear, and so that security cannot be compromised. If the period of validity is too large, then there is high chance of the breach, right, or attack. So period of validity contain two part. First is not before, second is not after, right? And next is subject name. The purpose of the certificate will come in the subject name. Next is subject's public key information. In this there are three part. First is algorithm, second is parameter, third is key. Next one is issuer unique identifier. Means every issuer is having a unique identification code. So before this issuer unique identifier field, all the field comes under version 1. When we extend this version 1 into version 2, then two new field will be added. One is issuer unique identifier and second is subject unique identifier. These two field will be added in when we add these two field in version 1, then it will become version 2. Now if we further extend, then version 3 is there. So in version 3 there are some extension will be added, new extension will be added. Clear? So these are all variation in the version 1, version 2 and version 3. So again I am explaining. Version field indicate the version number, certificate serial number, the serial number of a particular certificate. Signature algorithm identifier contain two field, algorithm and parameter. In the version 1 there are issuer name is a field which will indicate the name of the issuer of the certificate. Then period of validity, very important, not before not after, the timing will be there. Subject name, clear purpose of the certificate will be written in the subject name. Subject's public key information like algorithm, parameter, key. Issuer unique identifier, subject unique identifier. This will be added, these two will be added in the version 2. Then extensions will be there. Now signature means algorithm, parameter and encrypted format. These three in combined form is called as signature, and all signature will be added in all the versions, right? So this is the basic format of the X.509 service. Now if we further explain, then there is a certificate revocation. Clear? Revocation list is there. So what the revocation list contain? The first is signature algorithm identifier. First point is signature algorithm identifier. In signature algorithm identifier, same format, algorithm and parameter which we used in the X.509 service, right? So signature algorithm identifier contain algorithm and the parameter name. Next is issuer name. This update date, next update date, current update date, next update date, revoked list. It will contain user certificate serial number, revocation date, and there will some optional Clear? All the revoked certificate information will be there with the certificate serial number and revocation date. After that, revoked certificate contains user certificate serial number, revocation date. Clear? And in signature, three field will be there: algorithm, parameter, and encrypted format. Right? So in this manner, X.509 format contain various different field, and all the field are used for different purposes. So we can say that X.509 is basically a repository or history type of authentication services, in which different field will be dedicated for different purposes and used for different application. Clear? So version, certificate serial number, algorithm, different parameters of the algorithm, issuer name, not before, not after. Clear? Subject name, algorithm, parameter, key, issuer unique identifier, subject unique identifier, extension. All these parameters will comes in this particular category. So X.509 authentication service we can provide in this manner. Clear? In the upcoming lecture, we will be focusing on some new concept about the X.509 format, that how this X.509 format can be extended with the different layering architecture, with the different scenario, how we can deploy this particular X.509 authentication service. So that's all from this particular lecture. Thank you.